We have all been patiently waiting for the bottom to be in with the VeVe NFT market. Do the golden moments items give us the clue that we've all been waiting for? Let's investigate the charts and check out the evidence. What's up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro. Yay! And this is what we have all been waiting for quite some time. Have we finally arrived at the bottom of the distribution phase of the market, only to see a change in direction and an entry into the next cycle? Well, we're going to break it down in the charts and check out the golden moments to see what we have. All right, let me put on the reading glasses so I can study this screen as best as I can and give an accurate assessment of these charts so we can examine the evidence with some of the newest golden moments, and then we will get into the classic golden moments that have more chart history, and we'll see if there is evidence that would support that we have finished out the bottom of the market. All right, so we are going to start with Timon and Pumbaa, which is of the more recent golden moments. And we're going to check out and look at these charts, which all seem to be pointing at the same thing. There are only a few outliers, but I think we're going to start to see repeating evidence of what could be a change in direction. So we'll scroll down and get all of the chart history for Timon and Pumbaa. And let's just draw some lines on this chart as we go. Here's what we notice. We had a bottoming out here, and we are starting what could be a small uptrend here. Now, this may not be absolute because we don't have enough price history with the newer items than we do the old ones. But it's still possibly evidence to show that we have a reversal in trend. Slight uptick. Current price is sitting around 160 to 170 gems on Timon and Pumbaa. All right, let's move on to the next item. It is Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, the common. Pulling in the chart history here, what do we have? A very similar chart. We've got the bottoming out and a slight crawling upward from these common low points, where it looks to me like we're ticking up just a little bit from this bottom point, coming in at a price of 300 gems, moving right along. The next one in line is Cogsworth and Lumiere. I've got one of these. I had to add one at the price. I think it was about 120 gems when I picked this one up. I just could not resist. I had to trade a couple items and get it. Now, this one is not as obvious because we've come down after ticking up, but look at these bottoms. It looks flat. And this is what we want to see, because we know that after we exit a distribution phase, which is an overall trend downward, to a consolidation phase where the price stays flat and starts to tick upwards. So this chart still looks good, even though we've dipped back down to approximately 112 gems. Moving right along. Next in line, we've got the rare Flounder and Sebastian. I also picked up one of these, I think, for about 159 gems a week or two ago. Let's see what this chart looks like. Same thing. A nice bottom. We're bottoming out here. And then we have this tick up and a return down. But overall, we're just sitting here at 140 gems, which is above this floor. Now, we've got this outlier sitting right here, but I think that was someone that probably made a mistake on their listing price because we don't have any other data of such a low point. That was a steal of a deal there, nearly 100 gems. So it looks like we are ticking upward slightly from that bottom. Pretty good chart there. Moving right along. The next one we have is Chip and Dale, the ultra rare. I would love to have one of these, but unfortunately, it is not in my price range at the moment, coming in at 300 gems. And again, here we have it. Nice flat bottoming here. And this might have been a gem squeeze. I think maybe this point here, we've got a couple data points that are well below the baseline, but it still looks like an anomaly here. That could have been the night before a drop. And so we're ticking up just a little bit after this flattening out, coming up to 300 gems. All right, next we have Lady and the Tramp, the rare. What price are we at right now? We're at 264 gems. This one's on my radar. I would like to pick one up, but I'm going to wait a little bit because this one does not appear to be telling us that it is for certain hitting a bottom point because we still have an overall downward direction. However, it's not the same steep decline that what we saw before. And now that we have hit this new bottom here, it looks like it is matching this previous bottom that we had back on March the 21st. So if anything, this one could be close to a bottom, but it's not absolute evidence that we are ready to enter into the accumulation phase. Donald, Duck, and Daisy. I would love to have this one. And the price is not too bad, but again, this one's out of my range at the moment, coming in at approximately 300 gems, somewhere around there. And this one I would say is similar to the previous, where we are still trending down, but look at the angle here. This angle is a lot less severe than the drop that occurred from February 15th to March the 21st. So it could be that we are returning to a previous low and maybe finding a base point. Look at this. It is at least close to starting another flat period where price might stabilize. All right. Thank you, Donald and Daisy. Moving on to the classics, the partners statue. Now, this will be good. We've got more data to observe with the classic items that have been on the market since November of 2021. Now, on this more recent chart of the 3-day, we do see the spike up to 18,000. That's pretty nice. We were at a bottom here of 15,799, but let's pull in all the data. And again, it's not absolute just yet. But the one good thing that I can say is, although we are still looking like we're within this general downtrend, if this was the bottom, we might be able to say that the floor price of this possible reversal could be right here at around that 15,000 mark. So if we can stay above 15,000 and change, I think we could call this an indication that we're ready to enter into accumulation. C3PO. I've got this one on the radar, but it's going to take me winning the lottery or something to buy this. It's currently at about 1689. We've got the jump just as we had with the partner statue. And overall, it kind of looks the same, where we have a common bottom. We have pulled back down. However, it looks like this bottom is being respected. So if we can hold somewhere around the, let's see what that level is, somewhere here, I would say 1,500. If we can respect that 1,500 price, I think this one is definitely telling us that we're ready for a reversal. Next, we have the uncommon R2D2. I've got one of these, loving my R2D2 and missing the days when it was over 9,000. Currently at a nice stable price of 3,400. And on the overall, it does look like it's kind of finishing out with this distribution because we keep returning to this same bottom level. So let's put a line down here right at around the 3,000 level. I don't think we dropped below 3,000. I think 3,200 was about the lowest that I saw R2D2. So if we can respect that price and get some flattening, this one is looking good to verify that the new trend could be in. Next, we've got the Avengers logo currently at 520 gems. That's not bad. That's a pretty good price. Steal of a deal there for one of the classic golden moments. And this one has a very similar chart where we are coming back down, but respecting this bottom level that is above 500 gems. So we're going to wait and see if we can respect this $500 level. If we can respect that, we're looking good, and we want to build from that point. All right, next we have, let's see, where were we? I kind of forgot where we were. The Iron Man is next. There we go. Iron Man is one that I did have, and I sold it for, I believe, 800 gems and bought a pile of other stuff with that sale. Currently at 800 gems. I kind of had my eyes on this to possibly come back and get it, but I probably don't need to do that because I'm going for the newer golden moments and maybe stack those up for the long term. So the distribution phase from this double peak that we had, it was interesting because this kind of formed a flag and then we had this big move up and then distribution down to this bottom point. And again, it looks like we've got this bottom level that is somewhere around, say, 700 gems. If we can stay above that floor level, we're looking pretty good. All right, moving right along. What do we have next? We've got the Wally coming in at 438 gems. If this comes down anymore, I think I might have to pick this one up. But boy, what a jump coming from 395 all the way up to 438. Let's see what the overall looks like. Again, we've got that flattening out where the bottom of this chart right here, there's our base level. 400 is the base that I would like to see a bounce come up out of that 400 level. Well, not that big of a bounce, but if we could just hold this level right there, holding the line would say, okay, the bottom is in. It's time for the accumulation where we will build for the next phase, which comes after accumulation, which is consolidation. That's where things start to get turbulent and we build up to the next parabolic run up in the markup phase. Pizza Planet truck. I had considered selling it. It's at 500 gems, 510 at the moment. And fortunately, I did not sell it. I really like this one because I have a lot of the vehicles. I like the cars. As you know, I own a body shop, so I'm really into cars. And again, here we have it, returning down to this base level. And we got a lot of data points right at around 500. So this is the flattening right here that we want to see. Can we stick above this level and continue to sideband? I certainly hope so. Okay, next on the list is the Mickey Sorcerer's Hat. Coming in at 1449, seems to be holding strong in the last few days. I also was considering selling this one and just couldn't do it, couldn't pull the trigger. I wanted to sell it high and buy it back low, but I chickened out. So here we have it again, just like all the rest. Here's that bottom level where it seems like we're ticking up from that bottom and holding this price level of, say, around 1,400, I think will be our indication for it to hold strong to move into the next phase. Next, we have the Elsa coming in at 1,140 gems. This one's come down so far. Let's get all the data in. We had that peak. Oh my gosh, look at that peak there, 4,500. Actually, it hit 5,000, I think, on this data point. I can't get it up on the screen there. But again, flattening out. We've got a bottom level bouncing around above the 1,200 gem level. So it kind of makes a pattern where we see that it's kind of mimicking a bouncy ball. So the ball comes up, we get a bounce, lower low, a bounce, a lower low, a bounce. And now we're getting higher lows. We're bouncing above this base level. So 1,200 gems is the magic number to watch for the princess there. Next, we have the skateboard coming in at 538 gems. Nice little bounce up from a low point on April 6th at 470. Let's look at all the data on the history here. Same exact chart, which is very encouraging because when these are all rhyming in the way that the charts are printing out this data, it's good to know that overall the market is healthy and we're respecting this base level. Looking really good. All right, moving right along. Let's check out the chart for Homer and Bart. I had two of these. I got one on the drop and I got a rebound. I sold the rebound for 200 gems, which paid for 2/3 of all of the golden moments that I got on the drops during that week. I got 6 that week. It's the luckiest I have ever been. And we are at a current price of 670 gems, which is kind of nice. That's very tempting because I wouldn't mind having this one back. And we have the same exact chart where we have a base level somewhere above 600 gems that it looks like it is trying to respect. if I can flip a few things or maybe get an extra part-time job at McDonald's, who knows, work a couple of weeks at Mickey D's and pick up my Homer and Bart again, because I think that it's going to do very, very well in the future. We were above 2,500. I think 2,700 was the peak there. So on the next parabolic run, if everything goes well and we continue these cycles, I think we're going to smash that previous all-time high. So that's the charts. That's what we're looking at. Overall, I think we are looking very healthy, very strong. And the fact that these prices have hung in after the announcement of the Batman Black and White drop, the MLB stamp drop, and what was the other drop? I can't think off the top of my head. There's one other one. Normally, we see the gem squeeze come in fast and furious, but here it is Thursday night, and we're not seeing these prices go down. They're actually ticking up. So that's very healthy. What will I look for after the drops this weekend? Well, I am going to look to see if we have a dead cat bounce. So in other words, we've got prices that have been kind of ticking upward like this. This is what the movement looks like. If we go into a gem squeeze and we come down maybe the night before, I will be looking for this to happen. If we dead cat bounce the day of the drop after the market opens back up and we continue this consolidation, I'm going to say that the bottom is in. Because one thing that we know for sure during the accumulation phase, after gem squeezes, prices recover to where they were before. When we're in the distribution phase, prices don't recover to pre-gem squeeze levels. They come up, but sometimes they end up lower than what they were at the base level before. So that's my report. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this enough evidence to know that we are ready to enter into the next phase? Is it looking good in your opinion? Or do you think the distribution phase will continue? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to check out my channel. And we will see you next time. I'll be back with lots of new information. I'm getting back into the groove. And boy, oh boy, I'm just excited because I have so much new strategy to share with you. That's all I've got. This is Carlton, and I am out.